Hi guys, and welcome back to Battle of the Bosses Salford edition, part number 5, which is season 2, part 2. It's 5 seasons saved, and we're halfway through the second season. I'm Tuna, this here is Elmo,
Hi guys.
and we're going to take a look through how my first half a season has gone here in League 1. And link down below will be Elmo's video as well of his first half season, also in League 1. So we're still matching each other for the league. This season can we make or break though? Are we going to match each other in cups? Is one of us going to go up? Is one of us going to go down? We will see on Friday's episode exactly what happens. But this is the crucial part of the season. We've played the bulk of the season already in the league. Cup competitions are in good flow. Are we still managing the squad? Are we still managing the teams? Have we been sacked? is a question, because that is a real possibility.
I'll be very surprised if both of us go all 5 seasons, to be honest with you.
Yeah, because obviously we
Because
just normally do
there's
one
gonna be a lot of
season.
pressure on us.
Yeah, we just normally do one season. It doesn't really matter. The whole squad could be pitchforks and torches come end of season, but we don't care because we're not there anymore. Now we've got to manage them for 5 years. So,
And
um,
that's it. And Salford, there's high expectations for Salford anyway. The money's being pumped into it. It's gonna be tough if you go down, especially where we are now. If you go down,
mhm,
you might not keep your job. If
yeah,
you stay in League One, you might be safe. If you go up but then go down, are you safe because you're still higher than where we started? I don't know.
and of
So it's going to be
course
interesting.
the sliding scale we've got on points in leagues as well. If one of us gets sacked and one of us continues on and gets higher up, it's going to make a huge difference, not just to this one, but the overall points tally across every team that we've managed. So it's pretty crucial. Um, and speaking of crucial, is our decisions in the transfer market, because we can't just go and splash all the cash like you always do. You always spend all these millions of pounds. I'm here being frugal, and you can't do that anymore. um, so let's talk about January in 2023. Um, Speaking of being frugal, I brought in some money. I brought in £15,000 selling Tom King to Doncaster. He was my first choice goalkeeper last season in season 1. I had many issues with him. I did not rate him as a goalkeeper. Still not massively keen on him. We brought in a couple of goalkeepers this season, including a couple on loan. He wasn't playing, so we sold him on. I'm happy to get 15 grand for him. And then also Matty Willock going out on loan to Notts County, 26-year-old midfielder. Again, he probably won't play for me, but there was just no interest in the permanent transfer. So we sent him out on loan, and they are paying, I think, majority of his wages. If I remember correctly. No, they're not. I'm paying all his wages. I don't remember correctly.
I think that's
But
one of the things that I've struggled with in the Salford one is that when you are sending people out on loan, the clubs that are wanting to loan these players aren't willing to spend money.
yeah, he says with 4 out of 6 loans having fees there. But yeah, I agree. But if he goes and plays well, there's a chance teams are going to be interested in him at the end of the season. Only one incoming though, and it's a big one. £175,000 on George Dobson from Charlton. Play centre back, he can play centre mid, he can play defensive midfielder. He is a very good player for this level. 25 years old, so he's only going to get better as well. Um, just take a look at his history. He's got plenty of experience. Well, 170 games at 25 years old. All at this level, pretty much. 5 over in Holland, though, which is an interesting move there.
Hmm.
From West Ham, well, Arsenal as a youngster to West Ham, on loan to Warsaw, and then over to Holland for half a season, and then back to Warsaw. Weird career move, but
What's he got against League Two and Championship?
I don't know. I'm hoping that if we do go up, he can then, do the job next season. He's not just going to be a very expensive half-season signing. But yeah, I mean, he is a very, very good player. He's hopefully going to be a crucial player for me this season. One of the key things that I decided to sign him was his passing isn't fantastic at the moment. His vision isn't fantastic at the moment. But one of his play traits was he dictates tempo. So I'm hoping to sort of use him as a deeper line playmaker. So we're going to try and work on his vision and then his passing. But things like his work rate, his teamwork, leadership, bravery, maybe improve his tackling a little bit more. He can also be in there winning the ball as well. He's going to dive into tackles. He's going to be one of them driving forces from midfield. So that's what I'm hoping for him. And at that sort of price, he's going to have to do it. I believe that is the club record. Oh, no, it's not the club record signing. That is Luke Armstrong from Middlesbrough before we arrived. So I've not broke that yet. But yeah, they're my odd couple of transfers. I say most of my business was done in the summer. I didn't really think I needed to strengthen too much at this point. I have 371 grand still in the bank to spend, 4.5 grand on wages. Should I want to bring anyone else in, but most of that's going to go towards next season in the hopes that I do go up. Obviously, money to spend to improve in the championship. If we take a look at competitions, let's start with this rubbish one, that Papa John's Trophy crap. Group stage, I got drawn with Man City under 23s, Tranmere and Sunderland. I went out, third place, couldn't care less. Beat Sunderland 4-1, lost 5-1 City under 23s and 1-0 Tranmere. Ah well. So, it's one of them, we only get 5 points for winning the entire thing. So for me, it's not worth focusing on. And using players' fitness, basically.
Werner being the second top goal scorer.
Yeah, finally found his level. Liam Delap, but yeah, so we went out there, second round. Yeah, United and City under 23s both going through. Mansfield going out, which is always nice to see. Man United under 23s going through on penalties against Derby. Leeds under 23s knocking out Man City in the third round. Quarterfinals, Arsenal under 23s and Manchester United under 23s both going out. Penalties for Manchester United, this time against Shrewsbury. Leeds, once again, knocking out a bigger team under 23s, so maybe they're the ones to watch. And they're going to face Watford in the semi-finals. 13 and Shrewsbury in the other one. Don't care.
Leeds under 23s have kind of had an easy route. They were always playing under 23s.
Yeah, true. Carabao Cup. This one I cared a bit more about. In the first part, we'd gone to the second round. We beat Preston 1-0. We were into the third round. But we got drawn against Nottingham Forest, who I believe beat me on the opening day of the season, if I remember correctly. We beat them 1-0 this time, knocking them out, getting our revenge. Chelsea was the big one, though, losing on penalties to Shrewsbury in the third round. All your other bigger teams going through. But against Notts Forest, it's a 50th minute McElhaney goal put us through. 20 bookings. Look at these statistics. 4 shots, 1 on target. 17 and 5 on target. Notts Forest, you got FM'd. And I couldn't be prouder, really. We did not deserve anything out of that game, but we got it. And that's all that matters, really. And then in the fourth round, we got drawn against Bournemouth, and they put us in our place. They well and truly put us in our place. We were actually in this game, when you look at the chances, 16 shots, 7 on target. But it was just that different level of quality. 2 from Christie and 1 from Anderson put them through 3-0. No shame in losing to a team like Bournemouth, who I think are actually in the Premier League on my save as well now. So you can't really complain too much, can you?
No, fourth round's still good for Salford.
Yeah. Manchester United beat QPR. Liverpool, Man City, 2-1 to Liverpool. Huge tie, that one. And then North London Derby, Tottenham knocking out Arsenal 1-0. So couple of very big games in there. No, Shrewsbury couldn't repeat their heroics. They went out to Leicester. Quarterfinals. All 4 ties
Wow.
going to penalties. I don't think I've ever seen this before. Bournemouth knocking out West Ham, Tottenham knocking out Manchester United after a 3-3 draw as well, Blackburn knocking out Brentford, and Liverpool knocking out Leicester. So clearly didn't need to play these games, we just should have had penalty shootouts. Semi-final, Liverpool beat Bournemouth 3-0, Tottenham beat Blackburn 1-0, and the final is of course yet to be played, but Liverpool versus Tottenham. When you sort of look at the teams that are left in at this sort of stage, there's only them two really, Manchester United and maybe Leicester you'd expect to go through. You'd expect Leicester, Liverpool, Manchester United, Tottenham, the 2 winners to make it into the final really. And they did. I mean, you probably know who I'm sort of hoping wins that final. So
Could Tottenham finally win a cup?
maybe so. I don't actually know if they've won anything yet. I haven't really watched them. They might have won the Conference League in season 1. Let's have a look. They did. They won the Europa Conference League. Well done, Tottenham. Well done.
Didn't back out because of COVID.
No, they actually made it through to the final this time, where they beat West Ham. So interesting. Oh, I can't see who scored. Oh well. But Tottenham have won something, so well done to them. Bielsa manager. So yeah, that was the Carabao Cup. FA Cup, of course, we entered in the first round where we got drawn against Southport, who I believe are National League North, so just the 3 tiers below us, and they took us to extra time. Wasn't quite as thrilled about this one. Henderson put us ahead. Lowe then sent off in the 70th minute. They scored a minute later. It took Sinclair 4 minutes from penalties to score the winner. 4 shots, 4 on target for them.
Nothing happened in first half.
No, first half were crap. Last 20 minutes were crap. First half extra time were pretty crap. But yeah, the red card really made it difficult, and they had chances to win it. Before the red card, they hadn't had a single shot all game. And then Lowe decided to get himself sent off like an idiot. I was furious, but we got through regardless. Into the second round, where we got drawn against Oxford, who are our league, and they beat us 2-1. I was not happy at all. Sykes and Anderson putting them 2-0 up. Carlos Tevez pulling one back before half time. And then nothing happened in the second half. But when you look at the statistics, they were worthy winners. 22 shots, 6 on target, 2 expected goals. They had more possession. Outbeaten by a better team on the day. No shame in that at all. The board wasn't very happy at all because they wanted me to get to the third round. But yeah, it was done and dusted. Standout game though, Portsmouth Southend 7-4. This year average game. Portsmouth always seem to be involved in high scoring games as well. I know they quite a lot in their history. They've had some real good games. Third round, Manchester United 9-0 over Kings Lynn. Yeah. Liverpool beating
Well done
Cardiff.
for Kings Lynn getting to the third round.
Yeah, I mean, they are also National League, so non-league side. West Ham being knocked out by Norwich. I don't think any of the big boys went out. They did
Newcastle.
not. Yeah, Newcastle going out to Blackpool. But yeah, none of the real big guys went out in that round. Fourth round hasn't been played yet. Leeds Arsenal is quite a tasty tie in there. That's about it. So yeah, I mean, we're not going to get anything from the FA Cup. I mean, we never really expected to score points in the FA Cup, not at this stage of the save anyway. But second round does hurt a little bit, especially against a team in my league. But there's nothing I can do about it now, unfortunately. Let's go and have a look how the league is going. And we are top. 4 points ahead of Peterborough, who I believe in the first update were unbeaten at that point. At one point, it didn't look like I was going to catch them because they'd started to pull away, but then they had a bit of a bad run of form. See Oxford down in 10th place. I really should have beat them. Well, 4 points ahead of them, 9 points ahead of the playoffs. So at this stage, you'd expect us to go through. They go up automatically at least. You've got the top scorer, the 3 best average ratings, the joint top on assists, the highest clean sheets. We are the best team in this league. I mean, if Plymouth could turn draws into wins, 4 defeats, 14 draws out of 31 games. Nearly half the games have been draws.
Same with Portsmouth, just below 'em,
Yeah,
13
13
draws.
in there. 16 for Sheffield Wednesday. A couple of
Yeah, we don't
13s in
care
there.
about them.
This is just a league of draws. And I think that's what's really set us ahead of everyone else. Just the 2 draws, really. Huddersfield and Carlisle. Some defeats in there, virtually all of them close. A couple of games not so close. But before we take a look at our squad and the statistics, Bournemouth are in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Tight up at the top there. 2 points between first and third. Third have a game in hand as well, so it's very tight up there. No real shocks in the Premier League there, apart from Edouard being the top scorer. That's why not.
Mid-table, but top goal scorer.
Yep. Standout games so far in this first half. 4-3 over Wimbledon. This was a fun game. We were 2-0 up. They went 3-2 up, and then we scored 2 goals in the last 20 minutes to win 4-3. Bit of a classic, this one. 4-0 over Sheffield Wednesday. Did a 4-1 in the EFL Cup. But apart from that, they've been your sort of typical results. 1 and 2-0s, a couple of 2-1s, either way. You just get the odd, 3-0 in there, 3-2 in there, but
Not really high-scoring games.
no, not particularly high scoring games. Sort of average results. Obviously, early on in the season, we were scoring for fun. And then since then, we've just sort of. If you take out these 2 results here, we've become secure defensively. You see, we haven't really conceded many goals at all. There's, 2-3, a 2. Where was it? A 3 in there. Yes, the 5, but that was in the EFL Cup. Don't care about that at all.
Just looking at like October and start of November, you had a decent. Other than that, it's been patchy, hasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, and I think it was around this sort of stage where people were looking to run away with it, and then obviously we turned that around a bit. If we just take a look at their schedule, so yeah, you can see here, this is where we really caught up with them. They just could not get a win, and I don't quite know what happened to them, but I don't care at all. So see if they turn it around and actually push us, or see if we're going to run away with it. In terms of players, Joe Hugo played 37 games so far. He's my highest appearance player. Also my highest goal scorer, 22 goals in them 37 games. 6 being my next highest for Morris. And Ian Henderson, still doing the business at 38 years old. Assistee, it's Touré again. 14 assists again. He's an assist machine. He really is. Was it last season? 13 assists. He's already beat last season in 10 less games. It's insane. Really is insane. In terms of goalkeepers, Carl Jakob Hein, who is on loan from Arsenal, has been the number 1. I would quite like to keep him if possible. He has been solid. But of course, we do have Sincelo, who we brought in, a young goalkeeper to develop as well. We've got McGill in there, who's also another young goalkeeper. They played a couple of times in the Cups. So we'll see what happens in next season. If we can't keep him, I feel alright with one of these 2 being the number 1 next season. My only real issue is sort of looking at the squad. We've got a couple of them either coming towards the end of their prime or already well past it. It's 10 players, and obviously Tevez and Henderson both 38. On the flip side, we've got a couple of decent young players in here, but a lot of them are lower knees. And none of these ones are coming in next season at the moment. And Dabo and Sinclair are joining permanently in the season. That was agreed before the season started. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, yes, I've already extended Hugill for next season.
That could be big for you then.
Yes, because my worry was if we didn't go up and I tried to make an offer again to keep him in, and Manchester United were like, no, we want him to play with high quality players. So I thought, January, we're flying high. Let's make him an offer. And yeah, they agreed to let me have him for another full season after paying £4,700 a week on his loan. Which isn't too bad. I think it's about 40%. So I don't mind that at all, especially for someone that is scoring like he is. Obviously, he was fantastic last season as well. 17 in 19 games last season, 17 in 30, well, 22 and 37 this season. Adding the assists as well. He is sort of one that I'm hoping I can potentially keep until the end of these 5 years and just keep him developing. Well, then you hope that you get him on loan long enough that he doesn't extend his contract and he can step up on a free. But
Yeah.
unfortunately, his contract will expire with 1 season left, so I don't think that's going to happen. But if we can keep him here and keep him scoring, then yeah, I'm going to be very, very happy with that.
I think the problem with having so many loan players is that if you can't get him on the next, then you've got to fork out some cash or hope that you have got a player to step up.
Yeah.
But if you haven't been testing players to step up, or you haven't got the money, you're going to struggle.
Yeah, and the problem is as well, I have one too many loan players. I can't have them all in my squad.
Yeah.
So it's sort of a rotating players missing out. Ryan Astley at the moment has been the main one missing out. He's a great defender. He is a great defender. I've got a lot of great defenders. So yeah, he's missed out a lot. Sinclair recently has been the one that's been missing out. I think he's just. Oh, he hasn't come back from an injury. No, he got dropped for something, but I can't remember what. Because he's unhappy as well. I don't know why he's unhappy because there's no negative there at all. Like, I don't know. But apparently he's unhappy. He did want to play more. Oh yeah, concerned about the amount of matches he's played in, especially after missing the last match that was available for selection. Mate, you're behind Hugill. I'm not going to drop him for you. It's that simple. Yes, you can play on the wings. Yes, you can. But you're not very good on the wings. So, but yeah, obviously he's training on a permanent next season, as is Ndaba. Maybe a couple of these others I can hopefully keep on permanent next season as well, but we'll see what happens then. Is there anything you want to look at this halfway stage?
Let's have a look at your club vision, just to see how it is. Because obviously this is something that we don't know. It's key.
So I'm on an A+ overall. They're disappointed in me signing players under the age of 21. Failed reaching the FA Cup 3rd round. They just were unhappy. And honestly, I don't care. I understand the team had a difficult draw. If I'd have taken it seriously, we probably could have got through that. But no, I don't care. So
Obviously, there's a big one just where your mouse was then. Ross Whitehead contract expires.
yes,
That's another thing as well. We've said about getting sacked, but there's always the chance that they don't extend the contract.
Yeah.
And I know when I got my contract extended, I tried to set it for like 3 years or 4 years, but they're not interested.
And right here as well, I signed a new contract 3 months ago. It was due to expire at the end of this season. We signed a 1-year extension. Because I think you signed one in your first season, didn't you? I think you got an extension then. I remember correctly.
I believe
Um,
so. It might have been at the end
and
of the season. Yeah.
and I did not. So yeah. And I thought, okay, we better ask for one just in case. um, Obviously, if your contract expires, you haven't been sacked, so you don't lose any points. But then you're also not gaining any points for the time you're not in club. Um, we're already well on course of reaching the playoffs. I mean, by the end of the save, they just want me to still be in League One, challenging for playoffs. So I've got lofty goals than that. I've
Yeah,
got a lot of lofty
but
goals.
if you go to Championship and that's when all of a sudden all this will change and you get relegated,
Yeah,
even though you're in League One and we didn't expect you to get us any higher, no, you're not good enough now.
we've seen an attempt to play direct style of football. Why my suffice for now, it would be a disappointment if it's not improved. I'm not playing direct football. I told you this the entire time. It's not happening. Um, Tactics wise, we're still attempting Bielsa ball. Is what I've called it. So it's working at the moment. I don't think it's going to work in the championship, but I've got a plan. I've got something in mind for next season.
Okay.
If we make it into the championship, of course, I'm talking like I'm already there. Still a lot of football left to be played. We've still got 15 league games left. A lot could happen in that time.
You
That
could get in playoffs and not get through.
that is 45 points. So that would put me down. I could still finish 22nd. I could still finish 22nd. Totally didn't just go and check just to make sure. So yeah, so a lot of football to be played, but I'm excited for the second half of the season, see what we can achieve. Of course, no cup football for me now. It's all focus on the league. Um, so yeah, don't forget to come back on Friday to see what happens on mine, and go and click that link down below for Elmo's. Go and see what's happening so far in his. Go and subscribe over there and check out his Friday one as well. Anything else you want to look up before we?
No, no, that's
Awesome.
it.
So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment on this video. Let me know how you think we're going to do. Do you think I'm going to go up next season? Let me know. And like I say, go and check out Elmo's down below. Until next time, we'll see you on Friday. Bye bye.
All right.